Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another edition of the season here of the GSL, the Global StarCraft League 2025 Season 2, Round of 12, Group B. I'm of course just VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my chains as well. As we're chains, unchained, we're here. We're here for some GSL action. Welcome back again. We had an intense weekend, a intense week of pure EWC content of Esports World Cup, and now we're here. We are back to catch up on the GSL. As a heads up, just to be transparent, of course, the GSL did take place last week, and we were going to cover these matches last week as well, and then bam, EWC. Then bam, EWC qualifiers, non-stop EWC qualifiers, so we had no room to actually catch up on these matches until now. Let's go. Of course, this is our second broadcast of the day. Earlier today, around 5-ish hours ago, we were live with Group A. We were live with GSL Group A. We wrapped up. We did cover the first two players making it through. That was, of course, Solar and Zaun making it through into Group Stage 2. And now we're here to determine the next set of players to also make it through into the next round of Group Stage. We're here to find out which of these two make it through. Let's go as we switch it over and catch up on our group itself. We have Group A again. This is the round of 12. We have our Group B, I should say, and we have our four players here. We have GuMiho, Bunny, Shin, and Björn. We have a lot of Terrans. We have a lot of Terrans. We have a lone Zerg surrounded by said Terrans as well, and we'll see which of these players can advance on. Again, this is going to be a GSL group, non-stop best of threes, no best of fives, just purely best of threes here in this group stage. We have initial match 1, match 2, followed by the winners match, losers match, and decider match as well. And yeah, from here, I mean, we'll see who can advance on. It's great to see some of these other players that did struggle last season. For those that don't remember, Bunny and Shin failed to qualify for GSL Season 1, but now they've made it through into GSL Season 2. So they have been able to kind of make up for that. They're here to redeem themselves, here to prove that they are worth being in the GSL. And likewise, I think they have a good chance, of course. When it comes to GuMiho, we rate his TvT very, very highly. When it comes to Shin, I mean, his ZVT can be also very unorthodox as well. We were able to display that over during DreamHack Dallas, where Shin did go up against Clem and was looking very impressive, but Shin was also relying on a more unique style of going roaches, going for a more roach heavy start, very safe play, and then rushing into ultras. We have seen many a Zerg player embrace that since then. We've seen both Rogue and Solar likewise adopt said style in the days and in the weeks after DreamHack Dallas now, and yeah, it has been definitely something that has now been mixed into more standard meta play, but we'll see if he does embrace that here against, or in this group against these Terran opponents, or if he does something different. We'll get there. For now though, we have our TvT. We have our Terran versus Terran ahead of us with GuMiho and Bunny. Let's go. We're stepping out our first best of 3. Game 1 is going to be on ley lines. Let's go. Of course, as a reminder as well, this week is Stars Agora, because I think Stars Agora starts tomorrow, by the way. But because Stars Agora does begin tomorrow, I believe there is no GSL this week. So there's no GSL this week. We do have a week off when it comes to GSL, so now is the perfect time for us to catch up on those matches, for sure. It is the best time to catch up, and GSL returns next week, and we'll also likely be going over the replays next week as well, a couple days after they take place. And here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines. We have our South Korean Terran player. We have our blue Terran representing S8UL Esports. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Terran player for Team Falcons. It is Bunny. So share my power. It's gonna be a short one. It's as immediately SCVs are being sent across. Now we have 2 SCVs here for Bunny being sent across the map as we speak. The Raxes are upon us. Meanwhile, GuMiho likewise does the same, but one proxy is not quite like the other. We have proxy 2 racks out of Bunny. We have the proxy 1 racks out of GuMiho. So given the situation here, given the kind of game state, I believe that Bunny does have a pretty big advantage here. Unfortunately, GuMiho's production is going to be stifled, assuming we go for a second Rax back at home, by the way, which if so is going to be heavily delayed. But there's nothing at home to defend. There's nothing. there's just nothing here. Sure, GuMiho has a proxy and he can start doing damage, but because of the double proxy of Bunny, he will have more Reapers, he'll have double the DPS, and I think that's just game. I think. I mean, outside of oh, never mind. Never mind, Papi, never mind. That is not proxy Reaper, that is proxy Marauder. Okay, so this is gonna hit later because it's Marauder and not Reaper. So this is gonna be more delayed here by Bunny, and that means that GuMiho hits first. And okay. We're going full Clown Fiesta, Paprika. Let's go, let's go. So GuMiho's gonna hit first. He's gonna start wreaking havoc initially here. Bunny, unfortunately, he's gonna have to work through the wall. He's gonna have to, I mean, a couple of boys are being pulled already. Let's go, let's send it. The boys are being pulled. Okay, we're here for some StarCraft. As Reaper does get into the middle line, first SCV goes down. It gets one SCV already here. The boys are being pulled, and so far with good enough control, GuMiho should not lose this Reaper. It should not happen. Likewise, boys are being pulled back. Marauder is revealed. And so far, so good when it comes to unit control. So far, 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs going to be going down. This one Reaper wreaking havoc already. The Marauder has arrived. Oh, GuMiho is supply blocked, and we're going for the other Reaper to make sure that remains to be the case. Oh boy. So all these, they're all gonna die, 100%. So all these SCVs are going to die. They're all going to fall. We're going to be seeing them make the Great Migration. At the same time, these Marauders are kiting back as best they can. They can get surrounded. They're already getting low on HP, but here we go. Another Marauder has arrived as well. So far, the kiting has been solid. The kiting has been good. Behind this, Starport is on the way. Proxy Starport out of GuMiho. And as he loses SCVs, he is no longer supply blocked. I mean, he still is. GuMiho still 15 out of 15. Going for the tech lab. If he can get a Banshee out, then he can win the game. Like one Banshee. And again, he wants to lose SCVs. He wants to lose them. He needs that supply. The SCVs are going to be going down. Supply is being freed. Show us that Banshee. There it is. Banshee's on the way. And I think that's game, right? GuMiho, he can float everything. Marauders don't shoot up. All the SCVs are dead. So right now Bunny is hoping for a draw more than anything, but the reality is that this band, I mean, I guess true, I guess draw, right? No, actually no, GuMiho wins. Yeah, GuMiho wins. I was gonna say draw because they can't kill each other, but all that GuMiho has to do is kill the Marauders, then he can land. Like once the Marauders die, then he can land, then he can mule, right? Like he doesn't need to make SCVs, he just has to mule, and then he's good. There we go. So that's game for GuMiho. The only way that can mess up is if GuMiho accidentally lands like buildings randomly. I mean, we can see Bunny trying to float over, trying to get his own economy back up and running. The one hero Banshee. We got a Viking on the way as well. Crazy. The cloak is a little bit unnecessary because nothing shoots up, but sure. And yeah, from here we just kill the Marauders one after the other. Again, like Bunny, if he had just gone 2x Reaper, like that was just an instant win there for Bunny, Papi. Ay. I see Bunny searching for bases, trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, we can see the CC here in the center, and yeah, there's one Marauder left. There's one Marauder left here for Bunny. Yep, Viking has arrived, so yeah, GG. GG, well played with that. GuMiho, he will take a lead in the series. The hell just happened? GG, well played. So again, GuMiho, in a way, hard countered. If you recall, I initially thought that Bunny had hard countered, and then he started making tech labs, unfortunately. So he was going no proxy 2x Reaper, was going proxy 2x Marauder. Because that does hit a lot later. Because of that, GuMiho was given time to react, to respond, and to set up across the map. Going for, of course, the Ninja Starport was a really smart move. It ensured that he would win the game. If he didn't have that proxy Starport, then you could argue a draw. Then like a draw could have occurred between the players, or the game would have been reset in a way. But yeah, GG well played. Again, having the wherewithal to get that Banshee up and running, and with that he will claim the first game. And now we're getting into game 2. Now is it GuMiho's? I mean, they did both just proxy. Do we do it again? Do we? let's go, Papi, let's go. Oh no, not like this. Now I wouldn't be opposed to an early night. I wouldn't be opposed to it. True. GuMiho, the Clown Fiestas. Gibbs. We're going full payaso, man. Okay, let's go. Spawning in the left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran, who are representing SA2L Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his mother. We have the Red Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Team Falcons, down in the series after a very chaotic game one. It is Bunny. Let's go. But again, really smart for GuMiho, just going for the checkmate, essentially going for the proxy starport, the Banshee, the Vikings. Crazy. This time, though, the Raxes are back at home, okay? This time we're calming down with the... we're taking a breath. We do have the Rax back at home for Bunny. Likewise, GuMiho going for an interesting Rax location further back in the main. Interesting. But outside of that, everything's looking normal. Looking as it should. Oh. There we go. From here, double gas opener out of Bunny. So Bunny's going for a faster factory. He's going for a delayed TC. Meanwhile, GuMiho going for a more economic start, going for a faster command center instead. So economic start here from our Blue Terran player. At least it should be. And from here, we can get in towards a mid-game. We'll keep an eye mainly on Bunny. Because Bunny's going double gas, because he'll have a faster factory, we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. From here, he can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion. He can go into earlier Cyclones. There's a Cyclone drop. He can go into Banshee drop play as well. Like, Bunny's going to have a lot of options here. And GuMiho does confirm the double gas. He's aware of the factory timing. He knows. Back at home, there's that CC. Technically, Bunny can turn this into a one-base all-in. Technically, he can go for a starport as a follow-up and not expand and just send it across the map. That is possible, and I wouldn't put it past him. There are some players that do that more often. Players like GuMiho, actually. Like I would pin GuMiho as a player that would be willing to go for a one-base all-in. Bunny, less so. Yeah, waiting for the resources, and there's that CC on the high ground. So, high ground command center. Bunny playing safe again. Bunny doesn't know what kind of opener GuMiho went for. He is in the dark. Reaper moves in. SV is here to tank. But there are two Reapers waiting. And with that, the SV does fall. GuMiho has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Thankfully, he didn't face check with his own Reaper. Otherwise, that would have been the end of the Reaper. Meanwhile, back at home, GuMiho going for an early Tech Lab. Okay. Tech Lab is already in production. I would imagine for an add-on swap. There's that 1-1-1 setup. Reapers, they poke in. They confirm the add-ons. And they attempt to get one SCV, and they... oh! Will get it. One SCV goes down. A Reaper is always going to get cleaned up. There's the add-on swap. We're going for the Tech Lab on the factory. Likewise, across the map, add-ons are still on the way. So we have the early Cyclone. Early Cyclone from GuMiho. Instead, Bunny invests into extra Hellions, and I don't really see them being too useful here. He can try to force his way up the ramp, though. Yeah, can attempt to. Trying to force some some splash damage. He will get the first Hellion, but he will trade 1-1. And with that, GuMiho does hold. Does hold on. We now have the Cyclone on the way for Bunny. GuMiho now with the faster base, with the faster mules. And GuMiho going for Banshee. No cloak yet, but he's going into 1-1-1, going into Banshee play. Meanwhile, Bunny opening up Raven instead. Okay. Going for Raven play. Bunny doing something more standard, is what I will say. Going into tank. Oh, making another Cyclone, but eventually going to tank Raven, I would imagine. Ravens have a lot of value, especially in the early to mid game. In all game states, really, in TvT. And GuMiho rushing into a third CC. So a very fast third base, very greedy build here from GuMiho. Remember, it was a Rax expand, and now into a third CC after the starport. Here we go. Does move out. Just the one Banshee. And of course he's making it up. Of course, I should have brought this up as well. For those of you that were watching for those of you that were watching the EWC qualifiers, you will know that GuMiho played a lot of TvTs in those qualifiers. Again, it was just full of Terran. We saw GuMiho against Cure, against Bunny as well, against Ryung, and we saw mostly mech. He played some bio, don't get me wrong, but it was mainly mech out of GuMiho, so we are expecting a lot of mech here tonight as well. Bunny is willing to play mech, but he's more of a bio player traditionally. Yep, add-on. Oh, never mind. I was expecting an add-on swap into stem. No, we just pull away and we are meching it up. So mech versus mech. You know, they teased us with game 1 having like a 5-minute game. Here, nah. Strap yourselves in. Let's go. Now, there are different forms of mech, of course. As we do scan, we confirm all the factories, so GuMiho is aware of what's going on. But we could, of course, embrace battle mech. That is something that GuMiho is a little bit more fond of, but so far, there we go, tank production is underway, so never mind. No Macville accelerators, no cyclones, just pure tank out of GuMiho. Bunny doing the same. Oh, no, okay, thank God. Bunny, he does make a wave of tanks first, then into battle mech. Into Macville accelerators, into mass cyclone, Hellion, into a more diverse or more active form of mech instead. Thank God. At least from one player, not quite from the other. GuMiho is going for the more traditional, just tank Viking. Just tank Viking Hellion. So this is more of a slower form of mech. Slowly breaking out, expanding, taking a third base. This also makes the faster third base for GuMiho more deadly. A meching player typically has a lower base count and has a little bit less map control, but that is being stripped away from Bunny to rush into this, not just a third, fourth CC on location. GuMiho, he's being so greedy, and this is terrifying. Like, being this greedy while playing mech as well, this should not be possible, this should not be allowed. This is illegal, papi, and it's on Bunny to punish. It's on Bunny to punish GuMiho, and Bunny still does not move out. He still has no idea what's going on, doesn't know how fast the third is, he has no idea how fast the fourth is either. And if Bunny doesn't punish, then GuMiho is going to snowball out of control. So the pressure is on Bunny right now. Now, thankfully, with these Ravens, even though Bunny has a lower tank count, these Ravens provide him the ability to dive, right? He has disables, he has the interference matrix, he can break through some siege lines, and he can break GuMiho. But here we go. Here comes the army. How many tanks? 3. 3 tanks. They're spread out. They're Vikings. That is true. Ooh. And here come the disables. Gets 1, gets 2. And with that, both tanks are going to be going down. Bunny trying to get through the third tank as well. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Vikings overwhelm. And from here, Bunny can then land. And he will break this expansion. Yeah, there's not enough here for GuMiho. GuMiho was just so greedy. Insanely greedy. Now we have a land of Vikings. Denies the third, pushing in towards a natural. Remember, GuMiho, he took a fast fourth and a fast third base. It was crazy. Once again, boys being pulled. Meanwhile, the tank is gonna go down to the Cyclones. There's 1 tank left on the high ground. Sorry, I should say 2 tanks. Bunny trying to force his way through, gets 17 SCV kills. Does rush up the ramp, takes down the tank. And GG gets called. GuMiho, he is broken. Bunny does punish, and Bunny ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. We have had nothing but extremes so far. We had game 1, which was just hyper cheese, hyper aggression. Game 2, GuMiho, hyper greedy, going for one of the greediest builds you can go for. Again, ranks expand, truth, then into a 3rd CC after Starport, then into a 4th CC after that. It was insanely greedy. And thankfully, Bunny did punish. Bunny, he was able to move out. He didn't really know what he was moving into. He didn't know how greedy GuMiho was. Just moved that across the map, and it was like, oh, I see. You have almost nothing. I guess I'll just kill you. And he did. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, Bunny does tie things up, and now we are getting into the ace match. We're getting into game 3 to determine who will take a lead, or who will take the series, who will claim it. So far, it's actually been quite a fast series, I'll be honest. Despite mech versus mech, again, because one player did go battle mech, they had the opportunity to be more aggressive and to punish their opponents, and Bunny did. And now we're getting into the ace match. Gonna be on Tokamak. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing SAUL Esports. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Go. And welcome one all to Tokamak. Tokamak, of course, being one of the larger maps in the map pool. Larger map, but more defensive as well. Known for longer games. And after all we just saw in the last game, and reminding me, of course, of the tendencies of GuMiho, and now showing us what Bunny is also capable of. It's funny. I'm tempted to say that we're probably going to get into mech here from both sides. And this time, GuMiho is going to have a higher chance of defending, a higher chance of being at least somewhat greedy. I'm hoping it's not as greedy as last game. Like, going for the faster third, sure. The faster fourth base, I mean, calm down, Bobby, calm down. so a little bit of greed, I feel like is viable here, more so than on other maps. And yeah, we'll see what GuMiho goes for. We're expecting mech from the side of Bunny. Could play bias still. Could play bias. Oh boy. So now, economic opener out of GuMiho, economic opener out of Bunny. Again, as we mentioned, this map is large, it's known for macro, known for more economic tendencies, and that's what we're seeing here and now. So far, so standard. No one is being hyper aggressive. Have our factory follow-up. Interesting. So GuMiho does go for a second Reaper. Bunny instead, he will only go for one single Reaper, and we have the faster factory here out of Bunny going into the reactor on the high ground as well. Does mean that GuMiho will have the Reaper advantage, and we'll see what he can get done. So does poke in. Will threaten. They will trade out SCVs. But overall, I believe Bunny doesn't get the better end of the trade. Will lose another SCV though. Okay, not bad. CC is delayed. But he will kill the Reaper. Reaper goes down. The backup Reaper is on the way. Bunny getting to his own 1-1-1. Meanwhile, GuMiho, that is a third CC before Star. If you recall, last game I did say that was like the greediest build you can go for. I stand corrected. You know, GuMiho, he heard the stream. He's like, no, I'll do you one better. Third CC before Starport in a TvT. This, I get, okay, so technically you could go like racks expand into expand before factory, I suppose. But this is insane greed regardless. CC before Starport, even faster than last game, even faster. But I will say that again, you can get away with this a little bit more in Tokamak. So it's like, this is more understandable. Like I can forgive. Yeah, it's Tokamak. It's okay. And this is when he throws out another CC as well. Jesus. GuMiho, he's like Spirit's animal. If you know, you know. But behind this, we are going into Raven production once again from the side of Bunny. Is committing to additional Hellions. Interesting. So we will have a Hellion dive available to him. Tank production going to be underway. Mind opening up Cyclone first. Building up Vikings. Tech Lab on the racks. I would imagine for... never mind, add-on swap. Okay. never mind. From here, Reaper dives in. Reaper does get a full scout, does confirm the third CC. Yeah, big moment here for Bunny. Bunny now fully aware of what's going on. He does confirm how greedy GuMiho has been, and how does he respond? But now, extra factories. Extra factories are on the way. It looks like we're setting up for the same kind of style, and yeah, now we have a scan. GuMiho now knows. He sees all the factories. He sees the Ravens. He sees the what should be tank production. We see its Cyclones, and we are waiting for Macville accelerators. So once again, mech versus mech. GuMiho already landing his third base already. Insane. Bunny, he moves out. He will shut down the Hellions. We'll shut them down, chasing down the Cyclone as well. Lock on the opposing Cyclone, and he will bring it down. Oof. Yeah, just barely. There's the auto turrets going for the tank. One more auto turret to bring it down. And barely, it looks like it will fall. Yeah, and with that, the third base is denied. It was a bit of an even trade here in a sense, but this is still more valuable for Bunny. Bunny, what did he lose? He lost one Cyclone. He lost a Cyclone. He lost Hellions for a tank, a Cyclone, delayed third. We'll see what more he can get done. As Bunny's building up towards max accelerators, more Viking production. Now, thankfully, this time, GuMiho, he isn't rushing into a 4th CC, so he will have a stronger defense here. Did lose a tank, but he's building up nothing but tanks. Tanks and Vikings. Ravens are good, but, I mean, they can't do anything if they can't get close to the tanks. That's where the Vikings come in. So they're here to buffer, they hit the zone. If need be, they can also land. They can land to protect the tanks. Bunny amassing his forces. Here we go. Vikings are in position. We'll see if they can focus on that Raven. Bunny moving in, going for the dive, does disable one. Just gets one disable though. Yeah, just the one. And with that, I believe GuMiho should be able to hold on. I say that, yeah, there's still 3 tanks behind this. Vikings pushing forward. That's hard, putting in a lot of work. It does put in a lot of work. It's going to be close. But still other repairs. The repairs popping off as well. GuMiho barely holding on. Does hold on, but the tanks are within range of the CC. Behind this, Bunny getting his own 3rd. GuMiho working his own 4th command center as well. Bunny, he needs more damage. Bunny, he's behind economically. Again, Bunny, he needs to punish. Once again, he scans. Does need to maintain that vision. Raven's still gathering energy. Another tank moving forward. Likewise, barely out of range. Yeah, and 3rd force to lift. GuMiho, he cannot engage. Oh. As behind the scan, sees the 4th command center. Bunny, he's aware. And Bunny currently is catching up. Oh, cheeky move, I think within range of this tank. Barely not. Tanks are setting up. Bunny, he's almost expanded, just now getting up and running. Just now getting it up. Giving a force to expand elsewhere. When it comes to our overall Viking count, it is slightly in favor of Bunny. So he has more Vikings, he has more Cyclones as well. He has more tanks. What does GuMiho have? He has more SCVs, but they're not really mining too efficiently here. GuMiho is spreading himself thin. Bunny, he won't quite be able to deny both bases. Oh, as he will soon, yeah, confirm. Now he knows. Where the expansion. From here he can push forward, there's no tank. Oh. Now Bunny playing it safe. Does play it safe, does pull away. Doesn't try to force his way into the bases. Rotates over instead. Does see the tank line, he's going for the dive. Disables one. So it was just the one. There's still 2 more tanks, but only 2 more. Yeah, with that Bunny, he will break this. He will break the siege line. 3 tanks go down. And with that, he can just keep pushing forward. He's a little bit late to do so. Yeah, GuMiho getting in position. But not to save the... No, yeah, he can't save the base. He cannot save the expansion. Not like this. With that, the CC may just go down. Oh my god, one more volley. That's a kill. Yeah, killing the CC. GuMiho, he scans, sees the 3rd base of Bunny. Once again, GuMiho just being punished for his greed. Yeah, and we just land. GG gets called, and Bunny, he will take the series 2-1, taking down GuMiho. GG. Whew. GG, well played. GuMiho was so greedy this series. It was insane greed. As I mentioned before, like I could understand it a little bit more here on Tokamak, less so on Ultra Love, 100%. Far less so. But here on Tokamak, we saw that he was still even more greedy than just claiming his 3rd base, but rushing into a fast 4th as well. And with that, Bunny, thankfully, from the side of our red Terran player, from the side of Bunny, he was able to scout, able to confirm how greedy GuMiho was being here in that last game, and that did kind of initiate his own aggression, right? He knew to move out, he knew to strike then and there, knew to hinder the 3rd base, and he was able to do so just barely. Not just the 3rd, the 4th as well. GuMiho was just unable to fortify either location. GG. GG, well played, as Bunny does punish the greed of GuMiho. And with that, that's our first series. Our first series does wrap up. Again, a bit of a shorter one. We did have a back and forth technically, and it did go to the ace match, but I'll be honest, some shorter games are all there. In the end, Bunny does make it to the winners match, but now we here to determine who faces off against Bunny in that match. Up next is going to be a Terran versus Zerg matchup. Up next is going to be Shin versus Byun in a ZVT. Let's go. There's a lot of history between these 2 players. Again, if you're familiar with our channel, with the online weeklies, you'll know that Shin and Byun, they face off many times throughout the weeks, throughout the week even, as they play very often in these open tournaments. Shin, I would say he's one of the more active Zerg players, more so than Rogue, and I would say more so than Solar as well when it comes to how often he plays in online open cups. Byun plays in as much as he can, so because of that, they face quite often in those tournaments, and they trade back and forth as well. Like Shin and Byun, they have a lot of history with each other, they have a lot of experience with each other, and that can often lead to some more awkward game states and some more mind games going on as well. We'll see how they do face off against each other, as game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. Let's go.